right, what's up, Tampa? It's Friday, October 10th, and this is Tampa Talk, your weekly roundup of all things Tampa. I'm John, and while my co-host Dahlia is out of town this week, I've still got plenty to share with you. All the things that have been happening around town, that will be happening around town this weekend, things that have been making the headlines throughout the weekend, of course, a trip down Tampa's memory lane. And let's get into it with this week in Tampa history, because this week we're celebrating a major milestone. Ybor City turns 140 years old. So back in October 5th, 1885, Vicente Martinez Ybor, this guy right here, signed a contract to buy 40 acres of land from what's now the Tampa Bay Chamber. That decision planted the seeds of what would become one of the most iconic neighborhoods in our city, and honestly, probably in our entire state. Over the decades, more than 200 cigar factories sprang up, along with a vibrant community of Cuban, Spanish, Italian immigrants who brought culture, flavor, and history here with them, making our city what it is, what we know and love. And of course, it's now the land of cigars, chickens, and a nightlife scene like probably nowhere else. So happy birthday, Ybor City. You don't look a day over 100 years old. This week in the work, we mentioned this last week. This has been like every week in the work lately, but we updated you guys that we signed the lease on the shop. We've decided that, we're going to update. It's under new management, and it's a drop-in center for folks, and we are going to start referring to it as the Drop. Still updating that a little bit in our own head, but the Drop will be open hopefully in early November. We're working throughout this month to get the place refreshed and reset. So we're gonna have some work days if you want to come and join us. October 18th and October 25th. So Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to be there. We need a bunch of supplies. We have a wish list that we'll be sharing. Maybe I'll even get that in the show notes this week. If not, be on the lookout for it elsewhere or get in touch with us. But also, if you just want to contribute to the effort, we still need to raise about $100,000 toward year one. We've raised a little over that so far, so we're over halfway there, but we have a ways to go to kind of fund year one of operations while we build out a sustainability plan. If you want to contribute to that, you go to WellBuilt.city and look for the donate button, and then when you go there, there's a list of things like WellBuilt Bikes and WellFed Community, but you will see Save the Shop if you want to contribute directly to that effort, and we'd love to invite you to do that. But let's get into things making the headlines this week. So the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office is dealing with some serious internal shakeups. So we already knew about Chief Deputy Anthony Collins stepping down a few months ago, and we're learning it had to do with allegations of academic cheating. Apparently, Collins' wife reported him for having someone else, a guy named Robert Roche, do his coursework at the FBI National Academy. Turns out Roche also allegedly worked with 3 other Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office officials, Colonel Michael Hannaford and Chris Rule, plus Captain Laura Rivera. Rivera has since resigned with accusations that she paid Roche to complete a captain's project for her. All this coming from the department's Professional Standard Bureau. The irony of this all writes itself. So in other news, a Lightning forward is suspended for roughing. So in sports news, Lightning Scott Sabourin, I think is how you say it. Scott Sabourin has been suspended for 4 preseason games after throwing punches at Panther defenseman Aaron Ekblad during the October 4th game. It was a pretty clear-cut violation. So if you watch the video, you'll see he's kind of Sabourin is coming after Ekblad kind of behind the goal, and he checks him into the wall, which was a legal check. He checks him really hard, and he goes down. They kind of fall, but when they get up, Sabourin proceeds, like, he doesn't look for the puck. He doesn't go after it. He just comes after Ekblad to kind of make a, God only knows what was going on, make some statement, but he comes after, throws his gloves off, and with a ungloved fist punches him, directly in the face. He's now forfeiting over $16,000 in salary. That money goes to the Players Emergency Assistance Fund, so at least it goes to something good. Something good does come from it, where there's money available to help out with kind of injured players, or an emergency fund that's set up for them. Not the kind of preseason momentum that the Bolts were looking for, but we will see how things unfold when the regular season comes. Book ban controversy. So Hillsborough has been pushing back. So a national report from Penn America says Hillsborough County leads Florida in the number of books banned from schools. They say over 600 titles have been removed. But the district is pushing back hard, saying that number is wildly inflated. According to a spokesperson, only 59 books have actually been removed from the libraries. The rest, they're under review as part of a state-mandated evaluation process. So whether it's a mass purge or just a bureaucratic slowdown, it depends on who you ask. But it's definitely part of a larger debate about free expression and what kids should be allowed to have access to and what they should be allowed to read. Let's get into what's going on around town this weekend. So you got the Fall Plant Festival at USF. So if you're into gardening or you just want to wander through some beautiful greenery, check out this plant sale. There's going to be tons of vendors, food trucks, expert growers to answer your kind of plant questions. This is the USF Botanical Gardens, which is at 12210 USF Pine Drive. This will be on Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And the admission is just the right price. It's free. The pumpkin carving contest at Armature Works. So bring your A game to the carving table. The prizes are up to $150 for the best pumpkin designs. Carvings will be on display throughout Armature Works, and the winners will be announced Sunday. It's a fun one for families. It'd be a great date night. This is 1910 North Ola Avenue in Tampa, Saturday and Sunday, 12 p.m. to 6. It is a $14 entry fee. And then there will also be the Autumn Harvest Festival in St. Pete. So you can celebrate with celebrate fall with the hay rides, with seasonal crafts, food trucks, and all things kind of harvest related at Boyd Hill Nature Preserve. They say it's definitely going to be worth the trip over the bridge, so maybe go check that out. So it's at the Pinellas Pioneer Settlement, which is 3010 31st Street South. It's on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and it will be $5 for admission. You can also catch us out at a couple of our normal locations. Like always, we'll be at the Ybor Street Community Garden Friday morning from 10 a.m. until noon. And then the Kinship Mobile Free Market will be out at Harvest Hope Park in the University area today from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. So stop by, say what's up, grab some groceries, come get your hands dirty in the garden. We would love to see you out there. So that's what I have for you this week. I do want to continue to invite you guys to kind of comment on the show wherever you're listening to it, rate it, any kind of back and forth with us, sharing it. It just really helps to kind of broaden our reach, and we want to invite you guys to do that. If you want to just share with somebody a link that'll go directly to the kind of podcast channel on Spotify, it's tampatalk.xyz. And then if you want to get the weekly kind of newsletter that'll be delivered right into your inbox every Friday morning, that'll have a link to that week's show and everything we talk about, a link to all the articles and a little bit more there. You can go to wordonthestreets.xyz and subscribe at that site, and you'll be put up on the newsletter. You'll get it in your inbox every Friday morning. By the way, if you have a local story or a tip or an upcoming event or something just like weird that happens in your neighborhood, shoot it our way. Be in touch. We want to continue to hear from you. The point of all of this is to share the kind of the word on the street and what's going on around Tampa. Thank you so much for tuning in to Tampa Talk, your weekly download from the 813. And so until next time, y'all be good.